So I started doing these threads on, or carousels as they're called, on Instagram. Just, players that have something in common. I post their photos or whatever. Rafa doesn't have Instagram. He's like, can you screenshot me? I was like, I'm not screenshooting you every person that's on the list.
I saw it.
Let me take a look.
So I'll read some underrated ballers for Juve. We tend to forget the heroes that went unnoticed. Maybe people need reminders of those players that are not really. And I was actually talking to my daughter today about character actors. Those are the actors that are glues, like they're glue in the movie. You have your superstars, but there's players that go unnoticed. And you guys tell me what you think about them. Should we start? Kevin, you got that pulled up. Angelo Di Livio. The little spark plug, right? This guy was so low to the ground. He was like a little pit bull before pit bull was a thing, right?
He was like, I hope this is a fair comparison, but just it's like a pre-Gattuso. Like I think like Gattuso and Di Livio kind of came up through kind of that same
kind of look alike too, right?
Playing. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a great player. That's when I started watching Juve. He was a really important player. I think number 7, right? Isn't that crazy how he was the number 7, then Ronaldo borrows his number, and he admitted it in an interview. Yeah, anyways, Angelo Di Livio. And actually, this thread, if you want to go back, it's way back. It's like February 27 on Instagram at Turin Giants.
Okay, I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's way down there. It got a lot of it got a heart emoji from Marquisio and people leaving him love messages under that comment. He follows us on Instagram. Lichtsteiner got a like. We got a like from Lichtsteiner because he follows us as well.
Do you consider Marquisio underrated?
That was a question that a lot of people posed because
he's a Principino.
I understand, but like, is he known around the world? Like, if you
people know on the street, people on the street know Marquisio.
Streets won't forget Marquisio. I'm not saying he wasn't popular. I'm not saying Juve fans don't appreciate him, but ask an average footy fan. Marquisio. If someone tells you that they like Marquisio and they're not a Juve fan, they're really dedicated to the game. You know what I mean? Like, he's just not known to an average fan.
I think Marquisio had a really bad injury at the height of his career. I think timing-wise for him, that was something that was missing, because if he didn't have that injury and he could continue the level that he was reaching at that point, he'd be wildly known. Because let's not forget what. Shout out to Claudio.
Yeah, Il Principino. Always a classy guy when it comes to defending Juventus in the media.
And I like his style. I'm not gonna lie, because he's a pundit now for DAZN, I think.
Oh, he's a handsome bastard.
I mean, like the way he dresses. The way he dresses is like, I really don't give a fuck. And I like that, because he was like that on the pitch as well. He did everything classy, but he also had that level of, I don't know, grinta. He could be like the nice guy helping people up, but he could also be the guy that, followed you around and tackled you on your ankles. He did pretty much everything. He was very, very underestimated, in my opinion.
Well, there you go. That's why we got a heart emoji from him. He actually, one of my favorite plays of his was when Ronaldo at the game in Turin was doing all the step overs and stuff like that. There's actually a GIF dedicated to it where Marquisio just pokes the ball away from him. It's so comical because you can see Ronaldo facing him and doing all sorts of trickery, and then Marquisio just literally like boop. But he was coming up in our list second. It's not by order, but I'm just going by the thread. So Lichtsteiner, what do you guys agree? Underrated, unsung hero for Juventus. Early 2000s, Camoranesi has to be the guy as well.
He came from Serie B. Like, it couldn't get more Juve than that.
That's right.
I remember his first goal against Feyenoord. I remember that as a kid.
Look at you. Oh,
With short hair, like he didn't have this long hair when he started with us. Because I was angry. Why do we get like a Serie B player? But then, wow.
So the Stadio Comunale in Turin is relatively close to this area called Lingotto, which is where they used to have like the old Fiat factory, and there's actually like a track on the roof where they used to do
legendary.
But it's a mall now. And I remember after class once, I was there buying like a phone charger or something. I can't remember what it was, but I bumped into him there. And I happened to be wearing like a Juve hoodie. And selfies weren't really like a thing back in 2007, but I think I had like a digital camera and like held it out, and I got a picture with Mauro in the mall. But that was
legendary.
Any player I met when I was in university then.
You've met some cool players. I think we should do a thread of all the players that, because I for some reason have in my camera roll your photo with Ibra, and he's wearing an Ibra hat, and you and your wonderful wife, you guys are so tiny comparing to him, and it's not because you guys are tiny. He's just a human. He's just a humongous guy. Yeah, we should. You've met what, Nedved? Or you saw him driving away or something with his little doggy, with his comically small pooch. But yeah, we should also do a thread of your encounters with players. Another player I mentioned is Gianluca Pessotto. I'm looking here, he played for Juventus from 1995 to 2006. Only 2 goals in 243 games. Only 2 goals, right? This guy.
His story is
Tacchinardi. Look at that shirt. Come on.
Tucked in. Captain's armband upside down. This guy's so cool.
But just quickly on Pessotto, I hope fans like know his story. And if not, people should go look that up. We probably don't have time to go through all of it, but
you have time. I mean, not all of it.
I forget all the details, and I'm not looking it up right now. So maybe
I'm looking it up.
Rafa, can I throw in something very small? Frederick, you're gonna notice Gianluca Pessotto has family in our town, Maasmechelen. He came a few times.
I know. I personally know them.
Oh wow!
Sorry,
everybody living in your town? Is it a requirement for a building?
There's a lot of Italians.
Yeah, and that's a nice thing, a nice story to be told, a small one, because I'm hijacking Kevin. I'm sorry, my man.
No, it's okay, please.
My bad.
But the relatives I know from Gianluca Pessotto, they told me at a certain point, I can't remember how many years it was ago, that Moreno Torricelli and David Trezeguet were coming to Hasselt, which is a town near us, where they were going to promote the Juventus Youth Academy, because they have different youth academies in different cities around the world. And they were going for dinner, but the restaurant was fully closed off because they wanted some privacy. But I managed to get in because I knew the chef and I booked the table. So I was having dinner with Torricelli and Trezeguet because of the relatives from Pessotto, and had a chance to meet them and took a picture and got an autograph and things like that. So that was the first time I think I met Trezeguet in real life. I already have met Torricelli some years back when he was still a player, but it was the first time I encountered David Trezeguet. So
interesting.
Awesome. Yeah.
But just real quick on the Pessotto thing, it's again, for a lot of, depending on how long you've been following the club, this might predate some people, but like right around the time of Calciopoli, like he had played as a dedicated defender for the team for many years and came into a management role. And during the Calciopoli, the relegation to Serie B, I forget, this must have been in like 2007. He jumped out of the 2006, jumped out of the 3rd-story building of where Juve used to have their headquarters onto, I think he landed on a car, if I'm not mistaken.
15-meter fall.
tried to commit suicide. I think it was in the news that he was like holding a rosary in his hand. And I think I don't know if it was ever clear on exactly what happened. I think he was rumored to have suffering from depression, and then like the weight of being in the management role with everything that was happening with the club. But he survived and made it through.
Thankfully.
But it's a really, really kind of dark moment, but interesting story.
Yeah, it was
Remember
also
the 2006 Fabio Cannavaro and the whole entire team that was singing Gianluca during the World Cup?
Yeah.
Cannavaro started these chants.
Okay, so it was before
was
the World
like-
Cup then. Okay, when he did this.
During the World Cup. I
during
believe.
the World Cup, and if I'm not mistaken, it was also because of Calciopoli, because at a certain point between it happening or manifesting itself in court of laws, there was actually talk about Juve being, well, liquidated as such, that there was no Juve to be seen if all the punishments that they asked for were going to be provided by general law. And at that point, I think he felt that he failed because he was a player during a bit of that time, you know, with Moji and everything, and into management as well. So I think the weight of that on him was something that he couldn't bear, and was something that led him into that depression, unfortunately. But
So that happened.
He's back. He's out. He's good now.
Yeah, that's good. That happened on June 27th, 2006. So right before the
almost
World
20
Cup
years
final.
ago. I can't believe
And
that.
if you're struggling with suicidal thoughts in America here, 988 is the phone number. Finally, they got the 3-digit number. So we are all about mental health on this podcast, and check
Also
on your
for the
friends
guys
if
in
you
Europe.
feel.
I mean, if you ever have issues, you can even reach out to us if you just want to have a talk.
Absolutely,
Whether it be via DM or whatever. Don't hold your feelings and talk about it. There's always.
If you feel like our crew is the last people you want to talk to, please do reach out to us. Except for that one guy, I'll never forget. I always, send out messages. If you're struggling, let us know. We'll talk about it. We're all friends. This one guy wrote, speaking of Allegri, he's like, I'm having suicidal thoughts and like this whole thing. And at the end, because Allegri is the Juventus coach and it's 2022 or something like that, I was like, don't joke around like that.
No,
but
that's bad.
But yeah, he was only joking, but it's no joking matter. It's a, what do they say? Permanent solution to a temporary problem. So reach out for help if you need it. I'm glad we got that in. That kind of made us feel like we're actually mature people. All right, let's move on with our list that my phone just closed. Moving on, we'll just breeze through the rest. Tacchinardi. If one person wants to speak, Ralph is waving his hands. Please let us.
Hear about. Gonna bring it back to 2003. He made us pass to Barcelona. I remember that performance vividly.
Beautiful.
He was the embodiment of Juventus for me in so many ways.
And he's a very handsome player too. Very beautiful man. Speaking of beautiful man,
what is it with you today? I mean, Marquisio.
Come on, look at Marquisio actually reposted it. I got some crap for this person, but these people were just not. They were just not around when Lord Padoin was bossing. And someone wrote, "Well, he's not a." It's like, you're a Juventus fan. It's not the point. You're not allowed to badmouth or say something negative about Padoin, who actually came back after. And I don't know if he still is with the management, but he was
our talismano, like we say in Italy.
Yeah,
absolutely, man,
charm.
The legend. I actually met him, and I took a selfie with him. I took a picture with Nedved 2 minutes prior to that, and I think I was excited more about a picture with Padoin. If you guys are watching, I should probably increase my my screen size here. If you guys are watching on YouTube or on Spotify,
Vucinic.
Mr. Mirko Vucinic, who's responded to our stuff as well. He's a legend who decided to take his shorts off to celebrate. That was hilarious.
Yes.
I was like, that's a red, right? Like, I've never seen that before. But he did get a yellow, but I assumed the bottom of your outfit is a red card, automatic. What about this guy?
Pepe.
I'll never
Simone.
forget Simone Pepe's bicycle kick.
Yeah.
Bicycle kick against Udinese. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
yeah, it was Udinese.
Was-
I'll never forget his game tying goal against Napoli when we went 3-3, and that was a war. That was one game in our unbeaten season that we thought we were going to lose for sure. But Pepinho, he was a great player. Doesn't get a lot. He's literally underrated. Like you mentioned it to an average Juve fan, they may not remember. Of course, the God himself, another beautiful man. I'm sorry, they're all Italians, man. What do you want me to do? Not say they're handsome? Andrea Barzagli,
Arguably the most important of the 3 BBC players that gets overlooked.
Yeah, well said, Kevin.
Yeah.
And I just read a story not too long ago that Del Piero encouraged him to join Juve after he was falling out of favor with Bremer.
Wolfsburg or Mönchengladbach?
Mönchengladbach.
I said Bremer. No, he wasn't Mönchengladbach. Don't say that.
He was
Somebody
in Wolfsburg, Barzagli. Barzagli was in Wolfsburg.
Sorry.
Okay.
I think a free transfer, but okay.
Yeah.
I think it was 300,000.
300,000.
Yeah,
that's free.
Yeah, that's free.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah,
practically for free.
You're so right about, like, he was that glue that put the, Bonucci did his own thing and he was the attacking center back, and he had his moments. A lot of people said that without Barzagli, the two wouldn't survive. He was literally underrated.
Fun fact about Barzagli: when he joined Juventus, his first preseason training schedule, I think they did it in the Alps prior to all this European or USA tour that we have now. They just went into the Alps and trained there, or like somewhere in Switzerland or Austria, just the border of Italy. And so they had a training, and it was his first one, and the players went to the locker room or whatever, and they were like, "Man, we're tired. This is literally hell." And Barzagli said, "Well, you think it's over? Let's go. We're gonna go back." And everybody's like, "What do you mean we're going back?" "Yeah, we're gonna do some finishing, and we're gonna do some this and that." But the coach said it's okay. Well, I say it's not okay. Get back on the pitch, and everybody just listened.
What a guy!
I mean, yeah.
Loved him as a player. I loved his. I think it was during his last season when he did that solo run against Roma and just passed it off to Giovinco with a finish. That was, every time I post this on anywhere on, any social media, it gets incredible amount of attention because it was such a crazy run. It was at the end of the game. You'd think a 36-year-old or something, whatever he was at the time, he wouldn't be able to do all that. But it's a great run. He got his due. I think Giovinco had a great finish too, but Barzagli got the most credit for that, deservedly. But here you go. I feel like this will be a fun segment for the podcast. I'm trying to do a little more. Yeah. So a little behind the scenes here. Let me take care of some business. YouTube, please subscribe. We are trying to gain more followers on there and subscribers. We will have more things as far as YouTube. Yes, sir.
Can I throw in one more name?
Absolutely. I'm sorry for not asking.
Lilian Thuram. And he was not underrated, but he's still a Juventino first class. Like, he slapped Marcus Thuram.
Yeah, speaking of not jumping to the chant, right?
What Frederick, you love that, right? His son plays with us, but he was like, aside from being like arguably top 3 defender in the world when he played for us, together with Cannavaro and Buffon, they came from Parma, like the Holy Triad. He was like the true embodiment of like what it is to be like a professional and a sportsman. Lilian Thuram. Always had like a weak spot for him.
He was, if I'm not mistaken, the one that at the time was mad because Edgar Davids arrived at the training ground earliest of everybody, but Edgar came by bicycle. So he literally biked, I don't know, it was something about 20 kilometers. And Thuram wouldn't stand for that. So next week on, Thuram also started biking. And before we knew it, half the team was biking back and forth to training.
See, that's what we need nowadays.
Pre-warm up and things like that. And that was basically Turin by making a statement like, I'm not gonna have that. I'm gonna bike as well. I'm gonna come in.
I didn't know that. That's a good story.
Yeah.
Well, no, everyone knows.
I have a very big testicles.
I'm gonna drop an atomic bomb. Marcelo Zalayeta.
Beautiful shout. I feel like I need to talk to Rafael afterwards because I want to do a part number 2 on Instagram. It seems like people enjoy that one. Yeah, I mean,
gotta shut up now.
no, you're good. I love when people interrupt me. Anyways, I'm just joking. Great names. We shall do this again. I feel like that was a long list. I feel like I should shorten it to get more content. Sorry, I was going to mention YouTube. Obviously, Dele Alpi shirt, TurinGiants.com. Please check it out. Fuck it, we're done.